Hello and welcome to Hyperdog Digital. This is Scott. Today we're going to take a look at a couple of smart LED bulbs. This is by a company called Peteme, P-E-T-E-M-E, and this is actually a 4-pack. Of course, if you're familiar with these things at all, then you know that these are the light bulbs that you can plug in, and you can use your cell phone, or if you want to use your Google Assistant or Alexa, you can control it from there and change the color, turn them on and off, set up schedules, these sorts of things. I actually got these online. This again is a 4-pack that I got for $45.99, which works out to about $11 a bulb, which isn't too bad considering some of the ones that you might buy out there. So let's go ahead and just open this up. There's not really a whole lot else on the packaging to look at. This is the 60-watt equivalent. So you do have a nice little instruction booklet here. This isn't all English. This, of course, jumps to different languages as you go through. But it is a decent size instruction booklet. I've already used a couple of these, so that's just on the spacers, what's left of the packaging for those. These are the bulbs themselves. And there's really not a whole lot that stands out from any other typical LED bulb that you might see out there. It's got the plastic bulb on here on the top and some plastic inner workings underneath there. And that's really about it. Nothing really too exciting, nothing too different or that stands out from any other Wi-Fi bulb that you might see out there. Okay, so setting these things up is actually pretty simple. You have to download an app, and the app is called Smart Life. And you can actually, there's a QR code on the box, and there's a QR code within the instruction booklet here. Somewhere. There it is. Right there. So you can scan it and get it that way, or you can just go out to the App Store and look up Smart Life. That's all I did, and it came up just fine. Installed real easy, no major issues with that. Pretty intuitive. What you have to actually do is you have to actually put the bulb into the socket, obviously, and then you have to turn the light on and off several times until it starts blinking. That indicates that it's ready to connect to your phone and to your app so that you can access it and do any configurations. Now you can do this a couple of different ways. You can actually go over to the light switch and flip it on and off a couple of times until it happens, or you can just unscrew and screw back in the bulb, basically turning it on and off until it starts blinking, which is what I did since I already had several bulbs set up and I didn't want to reset all of them. I'm not sure if that would have actually reset them, but I didn't really want to take the chance. So again, the Smart Life app is what you download to actually configure and connect to these, and we'll go ahead and take a look at that right now. Okay, so here we have the Smart Life app right here, and when you open it up, it comes up to the home screen, and any devices that you might have set up are going to be listed here. It also has, gives you an option when you set it up to set up your location so it can give you the weather. And this is for something we'll look at a little bit later for doing some automation. But basically this is the device here, or this is the main screen of the software here. Up at the top you have a plus, and this is for adding new devices. And you can see if you just go down to smart lighting and then lighting devices, for this one, this is where you would actually get into and get it to blink, and then you can confirm the light blinks, and then it will walk you through. Connecting it to your Wi-Fi is pretty simple. Before we look at the devices itself, we'll look at the other parts of the software. So other than home, you have Smart and Me. Smart basically allows you to set up different scenes and different automation. Scenes is more like kind of a group that you can set up, and will allow you to control more than one at a time. Automation, of course, is as it sounds, execute automatically according to conditions such as weather, device status, and time. So it's kind of like a schedule, but a slightly different. And then here for the Me part, there's basically just you know, some settings for help and stuff like that. And then there's a couple of settings in here just for allowing you to set up sound and push notifications and whatnot. And then under home manage, it's basically just allowing you to set up your kind of umbrella of everything. So everything that you set up for these items is going to be underneath whatever the home is that you call it. In this case, I called it Jance for my last name. So we back out and let's go back to home. And if we tap on one of these, it will actually bring up the configuration for that one particular item. In this case, it's one of the lights here. You can go into white mode, and this of course allows you to change the brightness and the color temp. Color mode, you just basically slide around this ring here and you change the colors to whatever you want, and immediately changes the bulb to that color. You can of course change the saturation and brightness here as well. Scene mode is a little strange in that it's got these different scenes that to me don't make a lot of sense. So for night it goes kind of yellowy orange, which I guess I could see as being okay, but then reading is kind of a warm white, but then meeting goes to red, and then leisure is blue. I don't know. Somewhere somebody must have thought those were the right colors for those items. I don't know. But you can come down here to scene and you can change these to whatever you want, so you have some preset scenes of your own that you might like. And then schedule is just what it says. You can schedule something to happen, or I'm sorry, you can schedule it to turn on or off, something like that, depending on a specific time. So now if we back out, just go back to white mode. That's basically it. So it's pretty standard stuff here. There's a few different apps that, for some of the other Wi-Fi bulbs that I've tried that have a few more bells and whistles. Some fun things, like one of them actually you can set it up to react to sound. So when you're playing music or you're singing or screaming at it or whatever, as my kids like to do it, it changes the intensity and changes the color, and you know, whatever, kind of makes it like a party or something fun. At least my kids seem to like it a lot. There's nothing like that in here. It's pretty straightforward. It's just straight to the meat of it, and you know, changing the color, changing the brightness, setting up a schedule, setting up some automation. That's it. So for the most part, it works really well. Actually, I haven't had any problems with it. It connects very easy, and the controls are very easy and very self-explanatory, and they all work. Okay, so right here we've got one of the bulbs already installed. We're going to take a look at what it looks like when you're using the app to change some of the settings. And right now we're in the white mode, and you can see we can turn down the brightness a little bit on there, or a lot, and you can change the color temp. I'm not really, yeah, you can kind of see it on there, so you can change the color temp on there if you want. And then you can go into color mode and of course change the different colors. And there's just, you know, the slider that we looked at that will change it into different colors that you might want to have on here for whatever reason. And you can change the saturation on that so it's not quite so red or whatever. And of course you can change the brightness as well. Now the scene mode, I'll kind of go through a couple of these, but really for me there really wasn't a huge difference. I mean, it does change the hues and the colors and stuff, but I'm not sure really what you would use some of these for. It's just really changing the color. I'm not sure if it's something that most people are going to use or not, but it's certainly something that I'm not going to use. You can customize some of these if you want to, but that is entirely up to you. And then of course you can schedule it, but I'm not really going to show that here. It really doesn't make much of a difference. Now, the other thing I wanted to show is how you can use it with Google or Alexa. Now, I don't have Alexa, but I do have Google, so we can do something like this. Hey Google, change the basement lights to green.
Okay, changing 3 lights to green.
Hey Google, change the basement lights to warm white.
Sure, changing 3 lights to warm white.
Turn off the basement lights.
You got it, turning off 3 lights.
Turn on the basement lights.
You got it, turning 3 lights on.
So you kind of get the idea. You can turn them on and off, you can change the colors, you can change the brightness if you wanted to. Anything that you can basically do in the app, you can do through Google or Alexa. Okay, so those are the smart LED bulbs from Peteme. I actually don't think that for the value for what you're getting, the price is not too bad. You get 4 of them. They work very well. They work as well as any of the other ones that I've tried out. The only problem, like I mentioned, is that it doesn't seem like they are quite as bright as they should be. I don't have anything to really measure the brightness with, but I don't think it's quite the 60 watt equivalent. It seems like the bulbs that I had in before, the standard bulbs, were a little brighter, certainly, than what these guys are, even at full brightness. But other than that, they worked really good. The software is really works fine. There's no problems with that. Could have used a few different bells and whistles in there, maybe some other options, but really for the most part it does all the standard stuff, everything that you really would need it to do for your standard light bulb. It works really well with Google. I haven't tried it with Alexa because I don't have one, but I'm sure it works just as well. I wouldn't imagine there would be any problems with that either. So hopefully this video has been helpful to you, and we'll see you next time on HyperDog Digital. Thanks. Hey, this is Scott for HyperDog Digital. Thanks for watching. If you want to see more videos and reviews, be sure to check us out at hyperdogdigital.com. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you know when we put up new content. If there's something you'd like us to review, or you have a product you want to send us for a review, feel free to send us an email at reviews@hyperdogdigital.com. We're also looking for sponsors right now, so if you are interested in being a sponsor for our channel, contact us at sponsor@hyperdogdigital.com. All of our social media links and emails are in the description. Thanks again for watching, and I hope to see you next time.